Welcome to Your Gospel here on Gospel for Grampian. Your Gospel is all about making sure that wherever you come from, you'll be able to hear the Gospel. This is Your Gospel in French.
Jean chapitre 3 verset 16. Car Dieu a tant aimé le monde qu'il a donné son Fils unique, afin que quiconque croit en lui ne périsse point, mais qu'il ait la vie éternelle.
Your Gospel aims to make the Gospel available in languages from around the world. It's taken from John chapter 3 verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but shall have everlasting life. Look out for more from Your Gospel at the top of the hour every hour on Gospel for Grampian. Listen.g4g.org.uk. If you'd like to catch up with our podcasts, then it's podcast.g4g.org.uk. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name's Michael Harkis from West Street in Orkney. You're tuned into Gospel for Grampian, Community Gospel Radio for North Scotland. Have a great day.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. This is Gospel for Grampian, Gospel Community Radio for North Scotland, engaging, equipping, enabling communities to live life to the full with Christ Jesus at the centre. This Community Elements show we're doing live from home here, and I'm pleased to say we're at least able to do this live, although I'm sorry we're not able to have Brian on just at the moment. I am pleased to say, however, that we have Rachel, who's done some good news stories for us this very afternoon. So thank you very much for that, Rachel. Goodness only knows we can do with a good dose of good news. And this is good news about what people are doing in the communities here and around Aberdeen, and I'm pretty sure in your neck of the woods as well, with regard to the coronavirus in the face of that and the continual government restrictions on movement, and we'll go into those a little bit later on. But first of all, let's hear from Rachel and what's actually happening in and around Aberdeen. So this is Gospel for Grampian, Gospel Community Radio for North Scotland.
Charity turns to WhatsApp and video to help people during coronavirus outbreak. An Aberdeen family support charity is turning to WhatsApp and video messaging to continue helping people in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic as people continue to self-isolate. Homestart Aberdeen, which supports families to prevent crisis and breakdown, is adapting to the difficulties posed by coronavirus by stopping face-to-face meeting and instead using technology. Team leader Cathy Beattie said, "Our role is to help families with young children living in Aberdeen, and amid these times the need for help is going to be greater than ever. We have spoken directly to all our families this week, and our volunteers will be providing support through phone calls, video messaging, and utilising tools such as WhatsApp, social media and email to keep connected until we are able to start home visiting again." This story is taken from the Press and Journal. Thousands sign up for Aberdeen community group set up to help those in coronavirus quarantine. Thousands have signed up to help their neighbours as social avoidance and isolation is rolled out across the North East. Nearly 7,000 people have joined Facebook group Aberdeen Helping Hands since the weekend. The group was set up to find people to run errands for those in self-isolation, as well as offering them company. Members have also shared stock information on essential items in the face of the panic buying witnessed at the shops across the region. Organiser Charlotte Jane Mitchell did not expect membership to explode the way it has. She said it was set up on Sunday morning as a way of reaching out to the community, as we have been feeling helpless seeing the empty shelves in the supermarkets, with so many vulnerable out there. The thousands joining the group has blown us away, and more than 1,000 of them have actively offered to help. But it is not even just people offering help with shopping or to fetch prescriptions. We have people offering to get their children to write letters to elderly people in isolation too. It really has left me with a great deal of pride in our city at the offers of help we have had already. Organisers are looking at setting up a phone system to allow members to talk with vulnerable people in social isolation, as gatherings of any size are discouraged by the latest government guidance. The group is still seeking help organising the effort and looking for donations from individuals and businesses too. A local lad, Andrew Watt, has a YouTube channel where he has been putting up every day hymns and choruses that have been requested by family members and friends. So if you go into the YouTube channel, Andrew James Watt, you can listen to them there. And also maybe you can request a song yourself by maybe leaving a comment on the YouTube channel below. It's nice to hear some music, especially at a time like this. So we all hope you keep safe and stay at home, protect the NHS and save lives. These stories are taken from the Evening Express. 4 Aberdeen charities team up to feed the city during coronavirus outbreak. 4 Aberdeen charities are coming together to feed the city by extending their services together to deal with the coronavirus outbreak. Anyone in crisis due to the impact of COVID-19 or fully unable to provide food for themselves or their families will be able to apply for food, toiletries, baby items and clothing deliveries to tackle hunger, hygiene and fuel poverty. From today, those in crisis and needing support can apply online for a home delivery at ac2u.org, that's ac2u.org, or by phoning 0300 300 0903 and pressing option 8. Aberdeen Cyrenians, Sea Fine, Social Bite and Aberdeen Foyer are teaming up to offer the service. Mike Burns, CEO of Aberdeen Cyrenians, said, "These are uncharted waters demanding a partnership response. Working together to take care of those in need is vital to ensuring the safety and well-being of the most vulnerable people in our city. We are therefore doing all that we can to ensure people's most basic needs are met and ask that the public support us in this endeavour." Coronavirus. Chefs help homeless after Aberdeen restaurant closes. When an Aberdeen restaurant was forced to shut due to the coronavirus pandemic, its owner was determined something good would come from it. So food fan Krish Betawal from 8848 Indian Restaurant on Union Street kick-started his talented team of chefs into action and whipped up tasty treats for the homeless. Krish and his colleagues teamed up with Street Friends Aberdeen, which runs a daily soup kitchen from its base in George Street. Between them, they were able to hand out meals for 60 vulnerable and elderly people, and say they are considering doing it again. "It just felt like the right thing to do," said Krish, who owns the restaurant. "The people who took the meals were so pleased and we were happy to help." He added, "Street Friends does an amazing job in feeding 80 people a day, and demand on them has gone up in the last week because of the coronavirus. The people who are out in the street or in temporary accommodation appreciate a meal, but a hot meal is even better, so our contribution seemed useful." Explaining why 8848 shut down, Krish said, "We closed on March 16th. It wasn't because of a lack of trade, it was because we're a relatively small restaurant, and we knew we would struggle with things like social distancing requirements. I knew of the work of Street Friends and spoke to the chefs, and we agreed that helping out would be good. We thought we would use our skills and our food stocks. The response we got was really heartwarming. These are really challenging times, and we all have to do what we can do to help each other. I would like to make meals for homeless people again, or perhaps do free deliveries to NHS staff, whatever people need." Street Friends co-founder Michelle Houghton said, "The restaurant staff saw one of our social media posts asking for help and supplied us with over 60 portions of Indian curry. It went down a storm. Many thanks to all the restaurants for helping our friends, especially at a time when the restaurant is facing its own difficulties with all the closures." Street Friends have also thanked other organisations that have donated food and milk. Michelle said Starbucks donated lots of snack bags that were filled with paninis, crisps, juice biscuits and chocolate. Costa Coffee donated a delicious toffee cake, and Turriff Bowling Club donated a huge pan of broth soup. Greg's and Pret a Manger donated a mountain of sandwiches, baguettes, cakes and pastries. We want to
Well, thanks very much, Rachel, for coming on and for doing that for us. And we'll be hearing more from Rachel, hopefully on Monday, when hopefully we get our full live broadcasting scenarios set up. But during her news briefing, Rachel did mention Aberdeen Helping Hands helping the homeless. And this is a post that was put out on their Facebook page just yesterday. Well, folks, we're still here and still serving and still staying safe, but we're taking it day by day. The idea was to gauge it by the numbers, so we weren't sure that would drop. But tonight I've seen 85 people. This confirms we need to be there helping our friends. We had a fantastic donation from Marks and Spencer's at St Nicholas. Our volunteer Travis works there, so arranged an end-of-day food collection from them, and we're blown away with the amount of food we received. This has really helped build everyone's bags, which is a great do on Thursday. The team isn't actually out today, by the way, listeners, but it is going to be out again tomorrow. Now, remember, folks, the M&S Food Hall is still open for business as usual. They're always well stocked up. Many people are struggling to find what they need in the big supermarkets, so it's worth paying a visit to Marquis. That's certainly if you live in the centre of town, listeners. They really need to give special thanks to the newest volunteer, Jay, who's been around with them for a month, and the help that he's given is amazing. He has all his food hygiene certificates. He's been busy making up batches of tasty meals using all the donations that have been coming in. He's made trays of mac and cheese, sausage, softies, fajita, savoury bakes, and it's been an absolute gem. There's also a huge thanks to Social Bite for delivery of 80 snack bags. Each contains a sandwich, crisps, chocolate and a drink. These snack bags have been a godsend with Greggs and Pret a Manger all closed now. But as you heard from that news briefing, Pret and Manger have been really good to them too, which has been fantastic. This is just to give you a wee taste of what's actually going on the streets and how people are actually coming together to make a real difference and taking food to those really in need. But one of the things you can do from home is to think about your neighbours, get in touch with them, see how they're doing. There are other things as well that you could do. One of the things is giving blood. Though I've been in touch with the SCOTBLOOD, and they are particularly busy. In fact, I found out that there weren't any spaces to give blood in Aberdeen at the blood transfusion centre until the 28th of April. So it's best to get in touch with them. If you've been sent a form through the post, do complete that and send it back to them, and they'll inform you of the best time that you can do that. Giving blood is an essential activity, so if you are able to do that and they're able to muster up the staff, then that's all well and good. Now, this is a much shorter edition of the Community Elements show, but we're going to be finishing off with the advice and instructions from the government. The government say stay at home. Only go outside for food, health reasons or work, but only if you cannot work from home. Stay 2 meters, 6 foot away from other people. Wash your hands as soon as you get home. They say you can spread the virus even if you don't have the symptoms. Staying at home and away from others, social distancing of 2 meters. You can actually go out, yes, if you need, for health reasons, to go out like for a walk or indeed for work, or to get medicines or to go and get necessary supplies from the supermarket. But those are the reasons why you would only go out. Otherwise, stay at home and do what you can to keep in touch with others, keep in touch with the family, keep in touch with friends. You tuned into Gospel for Grampian, and we're going to be coming out with some music here on this station. This program will be going out again on Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and also we'll put the whole program out as a podcast, or the spoken versions anyway. But for the moment, I am going to say goodbye to you right now. Do stay safe, and one of the things that Rachel, McKay and myself will be doing next week, hopefully, as well as doing the Gospel Cafe program on a Monday evening between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. We're looking to do a live broadcast 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through to Friday. Gospel for Grampian, Gospel Community Radio for North Scotland, engaging, equipping, enabling communities to live life to the full with Christ Jesus at the centre. Bye-bye now.
We're here at the Aberdeen Seafarer Centre. Have you heard of us? Do you know what we do? We're here to care for the welfare of all seafarers, irrespective of race or religion, and give them some home comforts whilst they spend months away from family and friends. We're an island nation. Do you know that? I'm sure you do. Do you also know that without seafarers, our shelves in the supermarkets would dry up within 8 days, and you would have no food, you would have no fuel, and life would be miserable? We want you to be part of that story of caring for seafarers. There are many opportunities for you to help and volunteer with us. Why don't you come down to the Seafarer Centre any evening, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m, and have a chat with Howard Drysdale, the Centre Superintendent and Manager. There are many opportunities to help, and if you get in touch with us, we'll give you those opportunities. We'll match your skill set and your gifting with the things that need to be done here. We couldn't survive without our volunteers, and the service we give to seafarers free is reliant on the many volunteers who come and give of their time to support seafarers from all over the world. It's fun, it's easy, it's a great thing to be doing, and you'll meet some wonderful people in the process. So get in touch with Howard Drysdale on 0775 4141 076, or by email at seachaplain, that is SEACHAPLAIN, seachaplain@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Hello, I'm Dudley Anderson. The rugby team I supported was being beaten in the first half of the game. But in the second half, our guys got it together and they won 33-21. Come on. My team had come back in the second half and won the day. Jesus once attended a wedding. This wedding had probably been going on for some time, and the hosts had run out of wine. Jesus' mum hears the servants nattering, and after mentioning it to Jesus, she turns to them and she says, "Do whatever he tells you." Jesus promptly turns the water into excellent wine. The host said to the groom, "Everyone serves the good first, but you've kept the good until last." Jesus came back in the second half of the game, and he won the day. It may be the second half of your game, but play with all your might and watch how Jesus will turn your mediocrity into excellence. God Tracking is not giving up after the first half. More at surereality.net.